ghastly. Maybe it's the lighting. I don't know. Good morning. I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. I think it's the lighting. Maybe I've gone a bit pale. Maybe it's something to do with Halloween. Maybe I'm dead. Maybe I died in my sleep. I had a great dream last night. Wow. Anyway, welcome to Psychic Cafe. I'm going to be doing some channeling for the collective. And I'm also going to be doing mini reads as well. Well, if anyone wants one, I will. And so if you want a mini read, if you've got a question for your higher self or you want some guidance from your higher self, then put my crystals out ready. You can ask. So just check out that pinned comment in the live chat, the comment that's pinned up top. It tells you how to get one of those. There's a PayPal link in there, which is my preferred donation method. But you can use Super Chat or Super Sticker as well here on YouTube. Hey, Arabella. And if you've got a question for your higher self, be sure to put a capital Q at the start of your comment so that I can find it easy amongst the general chatty comments. Clay. How are you, Arabella? Are you good? Let's get some cards out. I had an excellent dream last night. Wow. It had me waking up at 2 o'clock. So excited I didn't go back to sleep afterwards. Maybe that's why I'm pale. Hey, Duarte? Hello, Roxanne. Good night. First thing in the morning. What you talking about, Willis? We've got sharing your wisdom out first for the collective. Sharing your wisdom. Giving people a piece of your mind. Or just letting people know your point of view about things. Sharing your wisdom. Or perspective, you know. Sometimes wisdom can be opposite. Wisdom isn't 100%. There's no 100% truth, right? Because there's always another way of looking at everything. And it can always be debated, right? And so in other words, say if I had an opinion about something, well, an example is, I thought, right, and I think probably most of you will agree with me on this, that throwing litter, say on the street or on the beach or whatever, that's a bad thing, right? Everyone would agree that's a bad thing. Well, one time I was walking along the street and there was this guy there with his little kid. And the kid asked, I think he had an ice lolly or something like that. And the kid asked, what shall I do with the wrap, Dad? And Dad said, throw it on the floor. I'm like, what? Don't throw it on the floor, put it in the bin. He's like, no. He's like, throw it on the floor because I've got friends who really need those jobs, the people that pick up the litter. And the council employ them. And if the council didn't employ them to do that, they wouldn't have a job. I was like, wow, there is another way of looking at it. And so there's wisdom and there's wisdom, you know. You're doing well, still having ups and downs. Hey, Jessica. Hi, Timothy. Oh. Portuguese Montreal. Oh. If anyone wants to join our Facebook group, you're welcome to do that. I've just got the link here. There's the link to our Facebook group if you want to keep in touch when I'm not here on live. So yeah, you might be sharing your wisdom or sharing your perspective. Let's put it that way. The perspective that you've gained from your life experiences, and other people have gained other perspectives from their life experiences. Sometimes it's contradictory and it can be really surprising. Hi, Christine. Can't see you there. Synchronicity. There's another way of looking at things. I want to tell you all about my dream. It was so good. It had me so excited. It was an excellent dream. Like really, really good. But I'm not going to because it's personal. Synchronicity. So synchronicity is happening at the moment to guide us in a certain direction. Hey, guess what I ordered yesterday? I ordered the new AirPods 3s. so that I don't need to have this stuck in my ear anymore. It's an AirPod Pro, and it doesn't work properly anymore, so I can't put it on noise cancellation, or better still, the other mode. I can never remember what they call them. Transparency. I did remember. And so it's just on like normal mode. It doesn't work like that anymore. It just crackles in my ear constantly. And it makes it sound really strange. It makes the noises in the room and me talking sound very strange in my ear, having it stuck in my ear. So I've ordered some, and then I will have these replaced, because it's a known issue. They fixed it. They fixed the crackling issue. They just need to give me a new pair. Hello, Letty. Oh, thank you, Letty. Good to see you in here. So let's get some more cards out for the collective. If anyone wants a mini read, then just check that pinned comment up top of the live chat. That tells you how to get a mini read by donation. There's a PayPal link in there. You can also use Super Chat or Super Sticker if you want to as well, but PayPal's my preferred method. And if you've got a question for your higher self, put a capital Q at the start of your comment, just so that I can find it amongst the chats. Chit chat. Let's get another card out. What are they going on about today? The energy update today said that someone's going to ask us on a date or something like that. Well, we're hearing about something, getting news of something. It's something that you didn't expect to happen anymore. I wonder who it's going to be. I wonder if it'll be me this time. I had a feeling that I was going to get asked on a date yesterday, but the timing, it wasn't synchronous. It was, we had a great time yesterday, and I had a fault. Everyone thought I was leaving when I wasn't, and he was lurking by the exit, but I wasn't leaving. I hadn't done my stretching yet, and so I was just doing something. And when I went, I just went back in and stretched, and by the time I was leaving, he was busy. So. Like, why are you hanging around by the exit when you thought that I was leaving? Maybe it'll happen to me, maybe not. I think maybe it'll be a bit of a wait yet for me. Connie. Oh, thank you, Letty. Oh, what have we got here? Wisdom. Oh, well, it is wisdom then. Remember, it says, remember. Oh, my dream was so good last night. Wisdom. Got to be a cat involved, right? You do have a question, good. 36. Wisdom. Well, that's twice wisdom's come out, so there's something in it, right? Hi, Beth. Wisdom, here we go. Remember. Llewllyn, ancient Welsh mother goddess, comes to you with her teachings of wisdom. What is it to be wise? Learning from our experiences, I think, even though our experiences are all different than each other. Although you guys in here, we've had similar experiences, haven't we? What is it to be wise? How do you harness your wisdom? She tells you that you came into this life as a wise being, and you've spent much of your time forgetting and unlearning. But fear not, for Goddess is here to guide you back to remembering. Yay! She will teach you again how to feel wisdom through nature, folklore, stories, and myths. She calls you to realize that wisdom does not reside in the brain, but in the heart. You sure? No. It's thoughts. It's what we deduce from our experiences. Yeah, it's got to be aligned with the heart, right? Otherwise it's just a thought or a belief. It's not really wisdom, is it? It's not really wise. Intelligence may be a path to wisdom, but it's not the destination. In today's world, when storytelling and the verbal sharing of oldie ways is limited, books can be their substitute. Llewllyn encourages you to read fairy stories, folk tales, mythology, and books about plants and trees. But most of all, she calls you to go out into nature. Let the trees, plants, and animals share with you their wisdom. Goddess says she will come to you at significant times during your life to give you special opportunities to rediscover your inner wisdom. It is your decision as to whether to take them or not. She may come in many ways, and sometimes her teachings may be very challenging. Sometimes your spiritual growth may require you to upset the status quo of your life. You may decide to turn away and take an easier route. The choice is always yours. But if you long for Goddess wisdom in your heart and respond to a call, she will always give you the love, strength, and courage that you need. There you go. Wisdom. It's all about wisdom, so I'm going to be wise. Brace yourselves. Someone commented on my YouTube channel that I'm wise beyond my years. I'm wise beyond the years that I look. Oh yeah? It's 52 young to be wise? I don't think so. You'd be wise at any age. But you do need life experience. Otherwise, your wisdom is just born of just a few experiences, and it's not really wisdom, is it? It's like teenagers knowing everything. Letty, this decision I'm going to make with this new person is the right one that we come together. This decision I'm going to make with this new person is the right one that we come together. Or I don't understand what you're asking there. Sorry. His name's David. Is it the right decision that you come together? Is that what you're asking? Just rephrase that so I get it right, if you will. Thanks, Roxanne. You got a question? Hey, Maria. So next I'm going to get the tarot out. I'll do these mini reads first, though. We'll just get it ready. The Book of Shadows tarot. Normal. Who wants to be normal? Get that ready. Okay, so that was the question. Okay, so is it the right decision that you come together with David? David. For Letty. Yes, yes it is. Let's get some more information about that for you, Letty. Thanks for your donation. But don't rush it. Don't rush it. Yeah, it's the right decision, but take your time with it. This detachment and touch, there's something about getting too physical too soon that is not the best idea here. And so that could be born of insecurity. No, you know when we want to make things physical too soon, it's born out of insecurity. It's not the right thing to do in this situation. I don't know, so there's some triggers there for one or both of you that getting too physical too soon might remind one or both of you of situations, relationships that didn't work out, and so just be careful there. What else? It's tender. It's not the word. Volatile's not the word either. It's unstable. This relationship. No, that's not the right word either. It could go either way, right? This one could be so easily messed up. This is two unhealed energies that we've got here, easily triggered. Two people easily triggered, you included. It could very well, this relationship could just disintegrate and you don't know what the hell you said and what it was, and it'll be a mystery. This relationship is to show you, and both, I think it's both, that where your unhealed bits are, what needs to be healed. So yeah, and yours too. I'm getting this on both sides here. So it's an interesting relationship, but it's like on a hair trigger kind of thing. Not like with anger or anything like that. Just it could fall apart just so easily because of triggers. And isn't that the way? I mean, that is the way relationships break down because we choose badly. I'm not saying that you are, but I'm generalizing now. relationships break down because we choose badly in the first place, because we choose someone before we even know ourselves a lot of the time. That was my problem. And the other one is because we're not fully healed yet, and so our garbage comes into the relationship, and then our garbage wrecks the relationship. So yeah, I mean, get into this one really, but know when it falls apart. Don't go into victim mode and go, you know, reacting to that. Instead, see it. It's putting a magnifying glass on the triggers, and don't focus so much on their past trauma. Focus on your own, because there's a part in there for you. I like the hippo in the skinny suit. Thank you, Arabella. Who else have we got? We've got Roxanne. Roxanne's question? You got a question, Roxanne? I didn't see it. This is the importance of putting a capital Q. You started a question so I can find it amongst the comments, because when I'm channeling I can't read at the same time. Hey Penny. Arabella, do you have a question too? Let's get some tarot out while everyone's getting the questions together, Roxanne and Arabella. Put those up there. Okay, tarot for the collective. So we've got double wisdom and synchronicities as well. You're welcome, Letty. Another lesson relationship for you. But it's not like to teach you a lesson within the relationship. You know what I mean? It's more of a helping you to get to know yourself, which is what relationships do, amongst other things. What have we got here? We've got the world. Completions of cycles and starts of new cycles. Something coming to a close. At last. So as I'm just getting to know these cards, for anyone that's new, this Book of Shadows Tarot, as above, so below. So there's two decks, the as above deck and the so below deck. I'm reading these from the book while we get to know these cards, which I often do in Psychic Cafe anyway, because I like what a lot of these books say. I like their take on it, you know. People have got different takes on tarot, and it's really interesting. And I often get the guidance that there's me and there's channeling, and my channeling is based on me interpreting the energies as I've experienced them, right? My wisdom, because of what I've lived in my life. But when I read from the books, it's got someone else's wisdom in there as well. And so I often learn more in Psychic Cafe, not just about the cards and what other people think of them, but more about what the guides are actually trying to teach us with these messages. So this is why I read it. So let's find out what the world says here. And because this particular deck is what's it called? Pagan. It's a pagan thing. It's based on pagan beliefs, which I don't know much about at all. So I find it interesting. It's wisdom, you see, sharing wisdom. If religions could just do that, like listen to each other instead of fighting. I think that's what this is saying, you see, these two wisdom cards. It's what I'm getting from it, is that it just depends on our experiences, what our wisdom is, and it can be opposing and it's still wisdom. The world. One of paganism's most significant tenets is the imminence of the divine. This means, as we said earlier, that the divine is in all things and all things are in the divine, and all things are divine. All things are connected and share sacredness. This card called the world. So it's like when people call things spiritual, is that spiritual? Well, everything is. There's nothing that isn't. So it's a weird question. This card called the world represents the interconnection of all things. Even the goddess and god are aspects of something larger, a single life force that's unfathomable to us in a complete sense. It transcends thought. The divine is the entity that is in each of us in all things, the source of all. The great mind, the universe, the great spirit are other names for the divine. Because humans can't comprehend the fullness of the divine in a meaningful or practical way, the divine desires to be in relationship with us. It does what it can to help. Our brains break things down into parts for easier understanding. We tend to think in polarities, light and dark, good and bad, hot and cold, etc. The first inclination of a human mind when considering a being is to determine whether it's male or female. And so that is the first division of itself. And that is the first division of itself that the divine presents to us, as we'll see in the next two cards, which are the god and the goddess. We see all seasons and phases of life connected to and flowing from the feminine divine and contained within the masculine divine. Their god and goddess's essences in all things. The idea that we're all one is both our starting place as pagans as well as our goal. The journey is one of moving from an intellectual understanding to an experiential knowing. Right. Intellectual understanding turning to wisdom. So we're getting the same message out, aren't we, here about we've got our beliefs and stuff like that, and we've got our life experiences, but the wisdom that we've gained from that is important for us, not for everyone else. It's not for us to go preaching it to everyone else like I do. Try and change people's mind, like my belief is the right belief, you're all wrong kind of thing. But it's specific to our experience because that wisdom is specific to our lives and our life journey. Yeah. First timer, Roxanne. Welcome. Hey, Kwana. Oh. Okay, so who have we got? Roxanne, you have a question. Let's put you down there. About this guy. I wonder if I should wait for him or move on. Okay. You watch me almost every day. Thank you. Biggest crush since you left your husband. Oh, that's significant, isn't it? I very rarely get attracted to guys. Now I am. It's like, whew, very rare for me. So is it? It's a big deal, isn't it? Okay. Well, let's ask for you then, Roxanne. Should you wait? Should you wait? Let's put it that way. No. Don't wait. Move on is what it's saying here. Why? Oh, okay. Yeah, I think this one is just to ignite that. It's for you to feel it again. It's a carrot, so to speak. I talk about carrots sometimes. You might have heard me if you've been watching me for ages. Carrots are the things that are dangling in front of us, and we're convinced, and we've got all the signs that it's for us. But really, it's just the signs are there to tell us it's for us because our guides want us to believe that it's for us so that we shift our energy as if we're going to get it. And so sometimes you can have all the signs there and the feelings there for someone, and the cards will say, yes, this is your person, and then it isn't. And like, why would you do that to me, guides? That's what I say to them after they do that. Sometimes they give me perfect readings that I've met my soulmate or my twin flame, and it's not. It's another lesson. But they know me. They do that because they know me really well, and they know that I'm just not going to bother. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to shift my energy. I'm not going to believe it if they don't do that. And so sometimes people come into our lives just to shift our energy, just to open back up again, to feel something again, to get set on that path. Now, another thing that I know as well, personally in myself, the wisdom I've gained from my experience, is that when I can be very closed, like I'm not, despite my readings and everything, I'm not that relationship focused anymore. And so I'm just happily going about my life, doing my training and, working and all of that, and happy, not considering relationships really. And so when one comes upon me, it's a little bit of a surprise. And what I've found, the wisdom that I've gained, is because I'm kind of closed to a relationship like that, or not actively seeking it, I tend to have a fling just before an important relationship comes in to open me up, to open my feelings up again. I can see looking back that that's happened each time before a significant relationship. And so that's what I'm getting for you. So yeah, everything's going well. Don't worry about it. It's saying like, yes, move on. And so you're asking that question now because you're getting an inkling that it might be time to move on, right? Rather than wait. They're just an opening. Choose something easier, right? And so this is someone that's put out of your reach. It's not going to happen, but it's there to get you on that path to romance again. So that's why. So hopefully that helps. So it seems to me like it's been perfect timing for you to ask that question, because it is time to move on now. If you'd have asked that question too soon, your guides would have lied to you and they would have said, go for it. Because they're like that. They're liars. That's why if you've had readings and stuff and then it's not worked out, it's because the guides want you to believe it, because they shift your energy. Hey, Melissa. So I hope that helps. Nice to have a crush, hey? It's been a year, wow. Time to open up again. But yeah, move on, Roxanne. Arabella, you're struggling with your self-work and love relationship. Will let myself go in and feel and heal and get it together. Am I struggling reading today, or is everyone else struggling writing? I'm struggling with my self-work and my love relationship. Will let myself go in and feel and heal and get it together. Will I heal my wounds and get my stuff together? Okay. It's a good thing you put it twice. Will you heal wounds and get your shit together? You will eventually. It took me a long time. Get out of here, it says. No. You will. It's not immediate though. That's why the no crystals come out. Let's help Arabella instead. Be firmer about sex. Be firmer about sex. Sexual wounding, then. Or other emotional kind of woundings that have you, like I was saying before, wanting to get physical too fast. Insecurity does that to us. We want to get physical too fast. We want to lock it in, or just get over that true intimacy barrier. Do you know what I mean? If you have sex too soon, you can do that. You can just get over that. All the fears and all of the things causing an impediment to real intimacy. We can go the shortcut, right? But it's not real. It's not real when we do that. We don't want to have a shortcut to intimacy. We want it to develop over time. I'm experiencing that now. It's better. It's frustrating though, but it's better. It is. And so you've got, yes, the healing here is something to do with that. We see it, don't we? We can see it in other people. We can't see it so much in ourselves. So just think of friends, those friends that will just sleep with anyone, and you can see that it's based on trauma and that they're doing that. I'm not saying that you're doing that either, but you've got something going on there similar to that. Well, I think we all have. Soften and open and respect and value self. There you go. So it could be something about owing or something like that. Sometimes, okay, this is a basic form of it. If you go out on a date with a guy and he pays for it, then you should have sex with him at the end of the date. Beliefs like that there's some kind of owing going on, not true. Or that you should sleep with them after 3 dates or something like that. It's not true. We don't owe anyone anything, certainly not our bodies. And when we're respecting and valuing ourselves, we can be open and still have boundaries and still Still have boundaries. So yeah, get in there and feel it. And that's a good example, isn't it, of this wisdom, is that we've got to have these experiences, because that's not something that you can do in your mind. You can't heal that kind of stuff in your mind. We've got to try and get into relationships to heal that stuff. It's not something that we can do by ourselves, because it doesn't reveal itself until we're feeling insecure with someone else. Mm. Did I get everyone, or have I missed someone out? I'm certainly feeling more secure now. Isn't it weird? Because you think that like unconditional love makes you feel a lot more secure, and it does in the end. I'm feeling much more secure about mine now. Much more certain about it as well. But the first, months, and it's been months. Months ago, I was frustrated, really frustrated about it. I wanted to speed on in there, and I knew it's so good. The guides were right. It's so good that we couldn't, and that we still can't. It's so good because of that. So we've got the world. Everything is one, but it's about cycles completing. Cycles of our lives completing. Something big going on at the moment. I saw someone comment that it's something big going on for Taurus and Scorpio. Certainly for this Taurus and that Scorpio there is. Thank you, Melissa. I'm feeling well too. I'm feeling good. We've got transformation. Transformation up next. I love this card. I love how she's heading into the darkness there. I love it. Look how confident she is. She's right, I'm off. She's headed into the darkness. I'm going to deal with this now. She's transformed. She's ready. She's ready to face the darkness. She's ready to get back in there. It's like after coming out of hermit mode. Hey, Mr. Bowers. Transformation. Let's read her out. She comes out a lot lately, doesn't she? Where are you? Transformation lady. So things are transforming. There's an end of a cycle. I'll probably just have a looking at the pictures to try and find it instead of looking at the numbers and stuff. Uh-oh. I think I've got to the start again. I've got to the start and I didn't see it. I'll just look at the pictures, because sometimes what it says is not what it says on the card. It's written like a book, this, rather than a reference book. It's written like a book to read. It does come out a lot, doesn't it? Yeah, here she is. It's the Chariot. You see, it says the Chariot on top of it, not transformation. That's why I missed it. I'll look at the pictures from now on, because it's a lot easier. Our lives are a cycle and have cycles within cycles. It's the world, right? Completion of a cycle, the start of a new cycle. New chapter in our lives. Many of these are the natural result of life. We cannot change them, only flow with them or flail against them. Does anyone else have a significant chapter end and start when they were 30? That was really significant for me, age 30, and I've seen a lot of my friends go through it too. Age 30 seems to be a specific transition stage. The way that we experience them can be a transformative experience. We also create cycles ourselves by the choices we make and the actions we take. As these cycles, the consequences are also, life-changing. In addition, the choices we make and the thought processes by which we arrive at those decisions are also transformative experiences. Right. So there they're bringing in the wisdom. It's what we've been through sets us up to make the right choices in this new chapter. So the wisdom that we've gained from our own particular experiences, not anyone else's experiences, but our own particular life experiences, given the wisdom that we need to make the right choices now for this next chapter, because this is an important chapter that's starting. Does that make sense? As we move through all the coexistence cycles, we create change, and we are change. It's an interesting paradox. We exist in the middle of it, as Earth exists in both nighttime and daylight. So change is happening right now. The decisions that you're going to be making for this next chapter in your life are going to be affected by your own wisdom of what you've experienced, what you've gained from the lessons that you've learned in the particular things that you've been through. In other words, now is the time especially to tap into your wisdom, not someone else's. Because if you're reading people's books and watching people's readings and taking people's advice and all of that, I mean, that's great because that's collecting information. But above all, you need to trust your own wisdom and what you've learned, and be careful of listening to everyone else. Now, that message has been coming out a lot lately, that there's going to be a personal win coming up, but you're not going to get the accolades for it. So other people aren't going to agree with it, of course, because they've got a different wisdom based on their life experiences so that they can make decisions in their life that are right for them for this next chapter. And so when they're looking at you and when you're looking at them in their life, you're not going to come up with the same guidance, the same point of view, the same wisdom for them. So we've really got to get clear on using our own wisdom now. 31 was the age for you. Yeah. You did too, Arabella. You had an experience with a girl at the grocery. Sports bra and booty shorts. You're 45. Well, I think there's probably another one around that age. Boundaries. Saturn. Yeah, I think that's what it is too. And then it happens again when we're 58, 59, 60, something like that. Saturn return. It is. I think that's what it is, yeah. Mine was like very significant shift, like I suddenly woke up, like, oh, I'm not living this anymore. Time to move on. And I moved on from everything. Marriage, job, all my possessions, just everything. I changed everything. 56. Yeah. Yeah. I think you're right. I think it's that Saturn return thing. Huh. Okay, so we've got the world of transformation here. This is powerful energy. What's that? What else? Three of Air. Oh no. It's the Three of Swords. Saturn return is always at the same age groups though, Melissa. But yeah, there are other cycles too, but Saturn return is at a particular time. It's like a 2 or 3 year window, but it's the same for everyone. Three of Air. What is this heartbreak going on here? But it might not be in this deck, so we'll just see. This is scrying. Many forms of divination reply upon interpreting signs or symbols. Oh, synchronicities. Okay. The forms vary in the way that those signs and symbols are acquired. Scrying is done with anything with a reflective surface. Although objects with a dark background are generally considered more effective, such as a dark bowl filled with water or a black mirror, a pane of glass painted black on the back, usually placed within a frame. Crystal balls are also common. A pond or any still or nearly still body of water can be used. Scrying is simple. Sitting before your scrying tool, gaze at the surface softly, letting your eyes unfocus. Breathe slowly and steadily, enter a light meditative state. Let the images emerge from the depths of your scrying tool and reveal themselves on the surface. Incorporating extra actions or attending to other considerations enhances some divination practices or considerations. What a sentence. Incorporating extra actions or attending to other considerations enhances some divination practices or considerations. As with dream work, burning the appropriate herbs aids in scrying. In addition, many practitioners prefer to cast a circle before beginning and to only scry during a new or full moon. When? Hi, Gabe. When? That's my question. When? The easiest way to find out when the full moon is to look at the new moon. It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Oh. The new moon tomorrow. Okay. Well, I better make some new moon readings available then, hey? If anyone wants a new moon reading, I'll stick them on my website right now. It's new moon tomorrow. Get your scrying on, everybody. Let's just put it on the website because I don't know whether I've got any of them available. Wow, I didn't see that coming. You know why? It's because now I'm just doing 3 picker cards a week. I do 2, 3, 4 dailies each time I record, and so I'm well ahead on the dailies. Whereas when I was doing them all on the Monday, I was doing the dailies for the week. It was very easy to know what was happening in that week. Now I'm way, way ahead. Let me just do this. New moon readings. Yes, I do have some available. I'll just stick them on the website because I can do things on the fly like this. I'm multi-talented. '60 was your second when your husband passed. So yeah, that's the Saturn return. Yeah, it is. Timothy, check out your Saturn return. Hey, Laura. Burn your herbs, I know. It made me laugh in the same way as well. We're on the same page there, Mr. Bowers. But I can't. I was having this conversation yesterday with someone. It doesn't make me high. It makes me low. It would be kind of nice. Would it be nice? I don't know. If it were to make me high, but it just doesn't. I don't understand how it does anyone else because it just makes me feel bad. It wrecks everything if I have pot. I can OD on it very easily. It just takes me down. I mean, it's not a nice feeling at all. And then everyone says, "Oh, this one will." It doesn't. Not ever. It's not mine. It's just not my drug whatsoever. High self-guidance for Gabe. Okay, let's do that. Wow. The website is loading up because it's taken ages for some reason. Gabe. Knowing and guidance. I can't see myself while it's doing that though. Knowing and guidance. Oh, you're not there. Hang on. Knowing and guidance, Gabe. Okay, you already know your guidance. You know what your higher self has been saying to you. Yeah, we'll give us some more though. Clear within and decide. So right now you're clearing everything that's standing in your way of making a firm decision. And it says that it's already told you, which means it's already told you the guidance, which means it's about that abundant stuff that we were talking about, right? But right now, the stage that you're at in that is to clear away everything that's standing in your way of making a decision on it. I think you kind of had this guidance before that there's something that is, you've got an excuse that's preventing you from making a decision or moving ahead with something. And it's that needs clearing. So, okay. New moon readings are on my website now, behealing.com, if anyone wants one of those. They've got however many dollars are off. No, not guidance reading, new moon reading. Oops. Oh. I'm just going to give you, just in case someone wants one, because there's a limited number of these and they've got some dollars off them, $30 or $40 or something. There you go. New moon readings, just put them on there. So, Gabe, let's get you some more. So you've got to clear something that's standing in your way of making a decision now. And it's got to do with what? The guidance that you've already had in previous cafes. Be with nature and respect. This isn't about going out in the park. This is about the nature of you, the nature that is you. So you've got some shadow work to do here. There's a part of you that you're rejecting at the moment, and it's the rejection of that part of you. So you're dismissing a part of yourself, and it's that is stopping you from making the decision. So this energy in my life would have been my having to embrace my aggressive side, because obviously needed to be a Muay Thai fighter to be where I am now and to do what I'm doing now, meeting the people that I'm with now and all of that. And so an impediment to me making that choice was me having to make peace with my aggressive side and own it, doing that kind of shadow work. So it's something about your true nature, but this a part of your true nature that you don't want to face, that you're denying, that you're saying that you're not. And it's when you embrace that, then you'll be able to make a decision to move ahead with this thing. Does that make sense? And it's that thing that's about abundance, about your creativity and all of that. So a little bit more. Thank you, Maria. So let's get rid of this idiot. Oh, thank you, Maria. High self guidance for you. So thanks, Gabe. High self guidance. Oh, what happened? Maria, work and forgive them. What happened? Someone at work did something. Ooh, what happened? Something's happened here at work. Do you just work for yourself? This is like a customer asks for a refund and it has you all. That can be really tricky in a business. The first ones. After that, it's not a problem at all to give refunds, but if it's warranted to give a refund anyway. But this is that kind of a thing, or a colleague or something just causing you trouble. Sucks. This energy sucks. You have to do the same, Gabe. There you go. Work and forgive them. What you're talking about, the aggression thing, is common, especially if you've suffered violence. Any kind of abuse, really. And turn our back on that and not want to be part of that. But just because we're embracing something doesn't mean that we're going to turn into the abusers. at all. Marie, what happened? Nothing's happened work-wise. Oh no. Brace yourself then. Okay, something's going to happen work-wise. Like I said, if we're talking about your own business here, it's something like that. There's a rite of passage to go through with business. And those rites of passage that are triggering are when your first customer asks for a refund. And it's when your first haters come on. And it's when, there's just all of these things. You've got a rite of passage to go through. Forgive them. It happens to everyone. It's not like you can you can't run business and get away with any of these rites of passage. It will happen sooner or later. So you've got something to handle coming up. But don't worry about it. Just keep on doing what you love. Yeah, so it might feel to you like, oh no, something's gone wrong. How did I manifest that? That's what I put myself through when I went through these rites of passage in my business. And I needn't have put myself through that, because it's not that you've manifested, it's because you can't. It's a rite of passage. Everybody has those things go on in business. And so don't worry about it. Carry on doing what you love, but it's a rite of passage. So how do you deal with these rites of passage? Well, you've got to, you're going to have ego reactions to it. It's going to cause a reaction. So you've got to kind of process all of that, your reaction to it and stuff. It's about to happen. One of them. It's interesting when it does, this kind of thing, because of those reactions that we have inside. So you might think that you're totally cool about stuff, and then something happens in your business and you're totally not cool about it, kind of thing. See you, Mr. Bowers. You're not used to your aggressive side. Oh, so Marie, you're getting the heads up on that. Good luck. Now, what was I going on about here? 3 of our scrying, yes. And we were interrupted by the new moon, which is tomorrow. It's a new moon tomorrow. New moon in Scorpio. What the hell's that all about? Where are you, new moon in Scorpio? I can't even remember what it was. Let's check my video. Breakups and new relationships. Oh, that's what I called it. Breakups and new relationships. New moon in Scorpio. Work through your fears, is what this card says. Oh, I was feeling it was going to be a bit of a dodgy one. No, just challenging. A challenging new moon. This one, I think, to do with this chapters. Transformation. So some people like to scry on a new or full moon. You might want to do that, or it might mean that the synchronicities and that the guidance is amping up at this time, or ramping up or amping up. I don't know what that saying is. Use both. The 3 of air represents finding the truth by looking at something with different eyes, or from another point of view. The wisdom that we've gained. Oh, someone gave me a dirty look yesterday. Disapproving look. It started already, and I've not even done anything. Looking at something with different eyes or from another point of view. Just as a reflective scrying surface is different than a mirror and shows hidden yet significant information, so we find unperceived yet important truths when looking at something through a different lens. Now, I'm not sure it's that we particularly need to look at something through a different lens, but I think someone could share their wisdom with us of an opposing point of view kind of thing, and we need to take that on instead of digging our heels in and going, but my wisdom is right. This and that can be true at the same time, right? The shadow side of this card indicates a deception or misinformation caused by a distorted perception. Oh, and if it's not wisdom, then don't take it on. And so some people share their views and it's not wise at all. Don't take that on. But we can tell when something's wisdom or not, even if it opposes our wisdom that we've got and it doesn't make us wrong in our wisdom. The truth is hidden or obscured because we're seeing it through either a dark or perhaps rose-coloured lens. Rose. Very interesting. I wanted to wear pink today. I want to wear pink makeup, and I kind of wish that I'd bought the rose quartz palette. Someone's made a rose quartz palette. I can't. Huda Beauty. I kind of want it. For some reason, I'm really drawn to pink right now. So again, this is about wisdom and information, and so someone could be sharing their point of view with you, and it's good to first of all decipher whether it is actually wisdom or if it's just someone that's read something on the internet and they're just going rah, 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 rah about it. And then that's not wisdom, right? But if someone through their life experience has got a good point, right, the way that they see it, we can take that on, not replace our wisdom with it, but go, okay, well, this and that can be true. So I will still make my decisions for this new chapter based on my wisdom, but I will also be aware of this other point of view and maybe make some changes or leniences or stay fluid in some kind of an area in it, or just be aware that other people will see it another way or could see it another way. Make sense? Just getting back into the swing of things, Maria. You might have needed that break before you get this step up. I want another card out of this deck before we go to the Miserable Lady deck. Tell us. They're very powerful cards. The World Transformation and the Three of Earth. There's a lot of information. Information. It's all about information. Ten of Fire. Putting the burdens down. Fire, where are you? So this deck is slightly different than the tarot. Like your belief on the soulmate thing. Yeah, so yeah, just like that, right? It's a belief thing. Penny had a belief, has a belief that because she's already had a soulmate relationship. Can there be another one, or is there only one? And now she's had her one. Is there going to be another one? So there's that belief that Penny's getting over right now. Ten of Fire, stars. The stars in the night sky, this came out last time too, hold so much meaning for humans. We wish upon them, we use them to hold our stories, and we navigate by them. Astrology, the stars, play nearly the same functions. As constellations, they represent the signs of the zodiac, which, remember, are the roles the actors' planets play. They represent the people we wish to be or the characteristics we dream of having. They tell us who we are. They help guide us through life. There's some element of fate associated with stars, as if our fortunes were written out across the skies. But that's not quite right. The stars are more like a dealer in a game of poker. We're given a hand of cards, and we can play that hand however we like. It's an odd juxtaposition. The role of fate simply serves to highlight the necessity of choosing how to respond. It demands us to engage our free will. The Ten of Fire indicates that the events in question cannot be changed, and that there's a role that must be fulfilled or an action that must be taken. The actions we take in the face of unalterable facts define our nature and shape our character. Oh, it's bringing unalterable facts into it now. So not just opinions and wisdom, unalterable facts. So there's those things as well. And they're not based on opinion at all. Often people will mistake opinion for facts. Yeah? Wisdom isn't even a fact. But some things are a fact, like gravity, you know? Some things are facts. So whatever's going on at the moment, whatever this cycle is that's completing and a new cycle that's starting, which I presume I talk about tomorrow in the energy update with the new moon. Because I was talking about endings and beginnings, obviously, because I've called it something like that. We have to pay attention and decipher it and not be pig-headed and all ego, emotional about it. What are facts, things that are unbendable, unbreakable, true for everyone all of the time, which there's very few of those, and which is opinion, which is just opinion, people shouting about it, not based on any wisdom. What's wisdom, and then what's our wisdom? And we need to get really clear on that. So there could be a lot of information around this new moon that's confusing. If you're not solid in yourself, and if you're not open to other people's wisdom, and if you've not got big boundaries to other people's bullshit, the non-wisdom, the shouting about facts when it's just someone else's opinion, you know what I'm talking about. So we've got that to navigate. That's interesting. Yeah, change that perception. Collecting different points of view adds, to a collection of perspectives, and it makes me more open-minded and more willing to accept reality as it is, and other people have different points of view and different, life paths, and that's cool. Because we can get so distracted when we get pig-headed about things, and then we try and control others by putting our point of view on them, and it's such a waste of time because we stop focusing on ourselves when we do that. And as empaths, we're very susceptible to doing that. That's probably one of the biggest sabotages. Just get too focused on someone else and their stuff instead of staying in our own lane and doing that. You're having a new beginning with you, Kevin. I think I am too. It's very slow in the coming, but that's a good thing. As I said, I'm really seeing the benefit of it now. It's amazing. It's incredible what I'm going through right now. I had no idea. I would never have wished it to be so slow and with impediments kind of thing, but it is really good. It's really serving us both. That it's this way. And I'm impressed at how he's taking control of it. Wow, divine masculine at last that, handles it all. I can be in my feminine. That's what I'm realizing, is that the masculine part of myself, which has always come to the fore, I realize now in relationships, I'm always the one that's taken the lead before. I don't have to this time because he's doing it. It's great. I can be in the feminine and just trust him. He's shown me that. So cool. So cool. I've never had that. See, Christine, have a good day. The Hierophant does produce better quality relationships, but it's not the slowness that does. You can't make something be a good relationship with the slowness. You just would never get into it, right? But that's the thing, is we would just never get into it. If it's slow, we would never get into the wrong relationships. That's what it is. It weeds out the crap. Instead of just diving into the relationship too fast and then having to quit that relationship, which I think the majority of us have been doing that. Because the rest are non-starters, right? The Hierophant and the Emperor. Going to get married to the Emperor. Well, now we've got happy women. Yes, now the women are happy. I call this the miserable woman deck, but look, these ones are happy now. Is she happy? Yeah, she's considering what potions to get. 3 happy women. Yay! I know, King of Wands. I've seen him, and I wondered where he is in this deck. Because he's not come out for ages, and I've thought, I haven't seen him for ages, but I saw him in someone else's reading. There he is. Yes. I've not got him yet, though. That's what I do. I do, but I don't. The Hierophant and the Emperor. I love that those 2 cards came out. There isn't a lot of information in this book about the Sober Law deck, because it's pretty much normal tarot, but it is slightly different. So I still will get a tiny bit of the information from here. The Hierophant, your sacred beliefs. Ah, okay. Living those beliefs by teaching others. Living those beliefs by teaching others. Sharing your wisdom. So we're back to the top. The sharing your wisdom. Actually living those beliefs, right. Not just going on about beliefs and yelling about it, but living it. Yeah. How interesting. And the Emperor. What does it say about the Emperor? It says, keep the cycle moving. Ah. It's the God card, the Emperor. The masculine, the divine masculine. And it's about life cycles and keeping that cycle moving, according to this. Yes, it's the divine masculine. It is the Hierophant as well, which is the doing things the tried and tested, true and, the old-fashioned way, the way that works. Ace of Cups there on the bottom of the deck. Yes. And if you're not going to do it the traditional way, well, the universe forces you into it like it's doing with me at the moment. The universe has its ways. Jessica! Did I miss a donation? Just scrolling. No, I did all of the... Oh, it might just be PayPal. Did you do a PayPal donation, Jessica? I've not got it. I've not got the email through. Let's check PayPal. Sometimes it's slow sending out the emails. Yes, thank you. I see it. Jessica, you're looking for some clarification on a message. I keep getting about spiritual career. You have nothing on your radar. Now, is that message that you're getting from Doreen Virtue cards? Because I wouldn't trust it if I were you. From Doreen Virtue cards. Just because the messages in Doreen Virtue cards are very simplistic. And they're kind of hard to use as a reader because of that. You know how I'll point out when I read cards out, information in cards, when there's some bullshit in it. Well, there's quite a lot of bullshit in the Doreen Virtue cards. Well, no, that's not true. Well, probably if I were to compare everyone's cards together, she probably would have more cards in the bullshit pile. Let's put it that way. I'm being mean. I'm not being mean, I'm being truthful. So, yeah, just be careful of that. But anyway, let's get you some clarity on it. So, spiritual career. Is there any truth in it? let's just ask that question first of all. Is there any truth in this spiritual career for Jessica? Is there any truth in this spiritual career guidance for Jessica? Yes, there is. Okay. There's truth in it. Still, be wary of drawing virtue cards, everybody. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I think it's just, there's better. There's better than that now. If you know what I mean. We've evolved a bit from that. Okay, so career guidance for you. Because spiritual career, like we can think, like I was saying before, it's kind of a dumb question when people ask, is this spiritual or not? Well, like everything is. Everything is. If it's in the universe, which we are, then it's all spiritual. So, spiritual career. Everything is. Every career is. So, what's a spiritual career? You might think that mine is kind of more spiritual, like a spiritual business. But I don't know, when I'm running it, I'm just like making a lot of videos. And the spiritual aspect of it is small compared to what I actually do in the. I run a business. To me, spiritual career is like something that's aligned with you, something that you enjoy. You know, something that I had a fun job working on a yacht. After I'd stopped living on a yacht, I was missing being on a yacht, and then I saw this advert. They wanted someone to work on a yacht, and so I got that job, and it was my fun job. Now, and that was all great, but what I didn't expect was for my work to play a part in that, because I was running my business on the side and doing that job, which was 12-hour days. It was quite full on. But what I didn't expect was when I was on that yacht with people, often being scared of, say, sharks or the water or, I don't know, whatever was going on, I was surprised at how similar my work was. That I was still being me with my energy, doing what I do, even though I was on a yacht. Especially around fear, calming people down from the fears. And some mediation, conflict resolution kind of thing. I was still me in it, and so even that, it surprised me. I don't know why it would surprise me, but it did. It surprised me that I incorporated. There was just so much me in there. Anyway, so yeah, maybe expand your mind about what a spiritual career is, because you might have it in a box there that has you thinking, well, that can't be it, that can't be it, that can't be it, when maybe it isn't. A numerology deck. Cool. I've got the email now, Jessica. So you got to forgive yourself and blame. No, something about. So have you got a belief that you should have found it by now? Oh, yeah, it could be like a belief that you owe the universe something, and if you've got a spiritual job to do, then what are you doing? Get to it. What are you waiting for? You know, you might have that heaviness about like, oh God, I'm supposed to be doing something and I forgot. You don't. You're not here to service the universe, to be of service of the universe. You're here in your own right as a divine being to enjoy your life and create what you want. So I would say expand your mind about this. There's definitely something you're blaming yourself maybe for not having found it yet. Something like that. Don't do that to yourself. I know some people had that, put that on me as well. Like some psychics would say, how come you're not doing it yet? Or, you know, you're meant to be this great teacher, you're not doing it yet. And that put even more weight on my shoulders. Like, how come I'm not? I'm trying, I'm doing my best. I'm doing the videos, you know. But when I was in that wounded place, I wasn't ready. I see that now. Anyway, so yeah, you've got to stop feeling so bad about it. You're feeling bad about it for some reason because of beliefs that you've got about it. Expand your mind about that. Go easier on yourself. Write in gratitude. So here's what I'm getting is that if you go easy on yourself and you just go, oh, well, maybe any job can be spiritual and just go with the flow and I'll try different things out. Once you ease up on yourself like that, you might just walk into something that is it without even realizing that it's it. So yes, it's true. The guidance that you've been getting is true, but the guidance that you've been getting is also jarring to you because you've got constricted beliefs of what that means, yeah, what it means. Once you let that go, you'll be able to find it. So it's like the blinker vision kind of thing. It's like, well, it must mean this, and then we can't see. When we've got that blinkered vision, we can't see what it actually is. There you go. Back to this. So thanks for your donation. Oh, it was 707 as well. And my YouTube channel is on 7,077 subscribers right now. Has it just gone up? Yeah, 7,078. But at the start of this show, it was on 7,077. Soon it's going to be 7,777. Excellent. What's the sevens mean? What does all the sevens mean? Numerology, Jessica. Talk about synchronicities. Talking about synchronicities, the number that I often see is 747, 747. I'm like, why do my guides always show me that? It's been my number for a long time, and I thought maybe it's about aeroplanes. Somebody has a number plate. It's got 747 on it. Something significant. Let's get more out. Let's get back to this Emperor, the Hierophant. So there's going to be differing opinions. It's going to expand our mind, I think, if we can be open to it. So around this new moon, we might also see people that aren't in this energy of being open to it. So there could be a lot of pig-headed, well, there always is, isn't there? Especially on the internet. Pig-headed people yelling about what they've heard. It's not even their wisdom. It could be a bit of an annoying time to be around people. People could be really annoying. More than usual. The Eight of Cups and the Nine of Cups. Lucky 7. Eight of Cups to the Nine of Cups. You realise what this says, don't you? Eight of Cups is the walking away from something, leaving something behind. It's the end of relationships, and then the Nine of Cups is the wish fulfillment. Leaving a relationship to have your wish fulfillment. But let's read it. Eight of Cups to the Nine of Cups came out together, side by side. Wow. Divine guidance. Eight of Cups represents a soul-searching journey of growth and transformation. It's transformation again. Know that letting go is sometimes necessary for change. This could mean facing or healing painful memories, past relationships or personal issues that are still exerting pressure on you. This release may foster an emotional strength to help you navigate how to use your own energy, or when you have to deal with the stress or baggage of others. We might be dealing with stress and baggage of others. Reward for your efforts. I always think of like abundance as being 888. It's on my eye. So, this release may foster an emotional strength to help you navigate how to use your own energy, or when you have to deal with the stress and baggage of others. I think we'll be doing both around this time. After purging the unnecessary burdens in your life, you may find that you will seek a more spiritual path, like some paths aren't spiritual. A time of transition and spiritual awakening, moving on, abandonment, sacrifice, growth, equanimity. Do you need to let go of certain issues that may still be unresolved? If you're having difficulties in making a decision, think about what you want your life to look like. What do you need to change? Yeah, Jessica, that's kind of that right and guidance at the end of yours. I didn't really go into that much, but right and gratitude, like, what would make you feel really good? What do you want your life to look like? What do you want your work to look like? Who do you want to be working with? What kind of people? What do you want the vibe to be? You know, all the basics like that. Do you want it to be exciting? Do you want to have some control in it? Feel like a leader? Or would you want it to be like nice teamwork and stuff like that? What do you need to change in order to move forward with some clarity and direction? It's important to face your fears and give yourself the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Give yourself the benefit of the doubt. How gentle is that? That's self-loving. 77. And then the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. So walking away, letting go of stuff and walking away from it. Endings. And then wish fulfillment, Nine of Cups, one of the most joyful and harmonious cards of the tarot. Nine of Cups indicates a time of satisfaction and completion. Your wishes and desires are finally beginning to manifest, leaving you with a renewed sense of emotional stability and spiritual strength. You're at a healed stage that comes after struggles of past. Now's the time to enjoy life's pleasures and luxuries. I love that. After everything you've worked for and experienced. A positive balance of self-fulfilled dreams and intuitive insights. Your instincts and psychic abilities are on high. Trust them. I want to tell you all about my dream, but I can't. It was so good. Romantic fulfillment. And it did feel like a prophecy kind of a dream. Sometimes I have dreams, and when I wake up from them, I'm like, that is entirely possible. And when I have dreams like that, it often comes true. Romantic fulfillment, advancement, goodwill, dreams, kindness, healing, abundance. The reverse says you may be experiencing setbacks, disappointment, or a feeling of loss, as if something important is missing. Are you indulging in things that are taking away from other areas of your life, which are preventing you from connecting with your higher self? How are your relationships with others at this time? Is there anything you may be taking for granted? Anyway, Eight of Cups leads to the 9. 888 is abundance, the gratitude that goes with it. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that the new AirPods are actually available in this country right away. And after I ordered them, I got a text from Apple saying, your iPad mini's here, sending it to you. So that's going to be arriving any day now. Five of Wands. We're in training. We're just practicing at this. We're novices at it. Whatever is coming in, we're novices at it. There's practice. And so we're not like graduate. It's like graduating and then starting a new school. You graduated, yay, great. But then you are a beginner at the new cycle that's starting. Five of Wands. You may be experiencing some setbacks at this time. Surrounding ideas or values may clash with your own. Oh, it's back to that. Oh, clashes of wisdom. It could be that you will find yourself up against someone. Well, it's not going to be clashes of wisdom. It's never going to be clashes of wisdom, right? Because if it's wisdom, then the wise person isn't going to argue with you about it. It's beliefs that aren't wisdom. It's those that think they've got the facts. They're the ones that are going to argue with it. And we've got to recognize what that is. Ideas that clash with your own. It could be that you will find yourself up against someone who's equally ambitious as you are. If you feel as though you've stumbled, know that you have the strength to pick yourself up again. Okay, I know what this is. Right, so this is the training card, right? It's when we're at school and we debate something. And the debate's not real. We're not really having a fight about it. We're not really debating it. We don't really care about it. And, but the teacher made us do it. So we have to come up with an opinion. And it has to be the opposite opinion of the other person. And that, it opens our minds when we do that debate thing. It opens our minds when we do that. But it's also practice at not knowing everything. It's practice at accepting other people's opinions. It's practice at wisdom. It's a wisdom game. I'm exploding inside. Okay. And so I think what this is saying is that it's not for no reason that this is all going to go on, that there's going to be differing opinions coming in. It's to strengthen your resolve and your perspective on your own wisdom. It's to strengthen your open-mindedness about other people having different perspectives on it and accepting that. It's to strengthen your Queen of Swords-like ability to notice what all the bullshit is. The stuff that just isn't wisdom, and it's not a fair opinion. It's not even a valid opinion. It's just crap. So it's to know that. So yeah, and to practice that, not just to know it, but to practice, to put it into practice. There was another card that said that as well. We've got to live it, right? Now more than ever, it's important that you honor your heart and make your priorities clear. You've got to honor your priorities and your wisdom. This card is not about teamwork, but personal goals and ambitions. But it's allowing other people to kind of help you get there. It's free. Deliver is free from Apple. Here. Yeah, no matter what you get, it's free. So it's nice as well. They're putting it in nice boxes. Apple boxes are nice. Don't need to get your knife out or anything. They always have like rip cords on it. Wise enough to say I don't know. But also, sometimes you know. But there's definitely been this belief around that every opinion is valid. Freedom of speech and that kind of thing. And it really allows idiots a platform, especially with the internet. It allows idiots that don't have any wisdom at all. And it's just random opinion plucked off the internet from some other random opinion, plucked off the internet from some other random opinion. And then people, unwise people, ranting and raving about it, saying it's fact when it's not. I believe there's something going on in the skincare world. I haven't really looked into it, but I follow a few skincare channels, and they've been talking about, I don't know, I think there's some kind of an influencer that backed up a new brand or something like that, and it's got shelved straight away and called out for the false claims, something like that going on. And I believe that people are calling this influencer out, saying that she should have done her research, and it only takes 5 minutes of Googling on Google to see that it's not true. That is not research, but there's a lot of people that believe that Googling things is research, and it's not. and so we really are in an age where there's so much information about out there, and there's so much crap out there, and you need to be aware of that. So there could be all kinds of opinions and beliefs and people yelling about facts and stuff like that to sort of sift through at this time. And sometimes we've got to, yeah, it's wise enough to say, I don't know sometimes, but I feel like the opposite, we're getting the opposite of that at the moment, is saying, the wise ones, sometimes you've got to step up and know what you know. Not to impose it on others, but to live it and stay true to that. But yeah, it is very wise. Wise. Delivery. Oh, customs. I know, we've got Apple in Thailand. Comes from Bangkok. Yeah, I never buy it from I generally Apple products get into the Australian store before they get into the Thai store. And I get the emails from the Australian store because I'm registered with my Apple ID in Australia. And it's so tempting to purchase it there, but it's not tempting because they would slam me. Oh my God, they would slam me with custom stuff. Yeah. Oh hell no. No. I just order it from the Thai shop, Apple Thailand. So watch out, everyone. There's going to be trouble. Too much misinformation. I know. I mean, you can literally, and even if you're looking at correct information, like even if you look at like scientific studies, if you were to pour through all scientific studies about a particular subject, there's conflicting information even there, and that is valid stuff. And so the conflicting information in there, you need to look at how they've got to that information or the subjects that they used for that information that they got in that scientific study. Even at that level, you delve deeper into it, and you see that they were actually looking at different things. You know what I mean? If say like someone can say olive oil is good for you, and the other person says olive oil is bad for you, right? And if they are actually scientific studies on that, then if you will actually look, not magazine articles or what CNN said or whatever, if you will actually look at the papers themselves, you'll see that maybe one study that said it's not good for you, they didn't actually say that it was not good for you, they just said it's not particularly good for you because they only had a subject group of people eating junk food and they added in olive oil. You know, it's something like that is all over the place too, even in the scientific, the factual kind of stuff. Yeah, it's fact, but what were they actually testing? Two different things. Two different things. Thank you, Roxanne. This is my favorite. But yeah, there's so much bad information out there, like so much. The Ten of Cups, the happily ever after. Get married to the Emperor. So we've got the Eight of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and then the Ten of Cups there, with a bit of practice in between, the Five of Wands. I know. And everyone does. And the people that start the rumors about crap, they sometimes out themselves as having started it too. And laughing at the amount of people that fall on that bandwagon and will fight the cause that there was never a cause, it's just a random thing that they made up. Such is the danger of the people, and there seems to be quite a lot of them right now, conspiracy theorists that will fall for anything. Believe anything just because it's different than the mainstream, as if there's always something wrong with mainstream. It's not true. It's not that there's never anything wrong with mainstream, but it's just not that black and white. It's just not that black and white at all. Got the Ten of Wands again, and the Three of Cups. Putting down the burdens around other people, yeah. Around the Three of Cups, so other people involved in it. So this isn't just about other people's opinions and you making your decisions based on that. This is about a burden that comes with that, so guilt that comes with it. Yeah, it's about guilt that comes with it, or shame that comes with it, or taking on the burdens of affecting other people's lives, especially if we're talking about third-party stuff kind of here. In other words, if you're leaving behind somebody, calling it quits with someone to move on to something better, you might feel guilty about that. If someone else is doing that, you might feel guilty about that. We need to put those burdens down. As long as, what this is saying is, as long as that we're tapping into our own wisdom of what we've learned in our own lives, and we're open to other people's perspectives and kind of being gentle about it, not being all, well, F everyone else, this is my wisdom and I don't care how it affects you. As long as you're not doing that, you don't need to take people's burdens on, yeah? Sometimes we hold the guilt and the shame and all of that, so bothered about how we've affected other people because we don't want to be the F you person. But it doesn't make us the F you person. Does that make sense? It's like that, not wanting to be aggressive because we don't want to be an abuser. It doesn't make you an abuser. I feel like there's diplomacy. This is saying there's a need for diplomacy here, but not taking on too many burdens of other people's stuff. I think that's what it's saying. You can have your happily ever after, but there's some practice to put in place first to navigate the whole subject. So watch out. Remember, months ago, all of that information the guides gave us about codependency. Wow, they were going on about it so much. But I can see why now with all of this, because if we're still codependent, we would never be able to navigate this stuff now because we totally would have taken on everyone's burdens. Oh, good job, Melissa. Yeah, today it is harder, isn't it? It's harder to find those that are real. It is. And it's shocking when you find out or when you notice the signs that, like, someone that you've been following or someone that you believed in, you see all the signs that they're a narcissist now, or you hear the terrible information about them and you're like, damn, I believed them, I trusted you. A lot of it's marketing hype. Really good marketers, we've been so susceptible to it in every kind of world, including spiritual teachers. I don't think that that's what we're talking about here, though. I think this is what we're talking about, personal lives here and the start of a new chapter and the end of an old chapter. There's significant shifts going on right now with people, this rejig that I'm talking about, and we've got to do it as cleanly as possible. A lot of it is about us being okay about our having our personal wins without everyone else agreeing with it, or validating it, or giving us a round of applause for it, without the need of putting it on Instagram and Facebook and shouting to the world about it, being sensitive to other people's opinions about it, not taking the burdens on, but still being sensitive about it. It's not succumbing to any of that ego stuff of the need for validation, the need to be seen and heard about it, the need to shout about it. Otherwise, we're being like them, right? Those ones that do that stuff. I want more tarot. I want to carry on. If anyone else wants a mini read, get in there now, because I'm not going to be on for much longer. There are those who take the foundations and tear them down and criticize them, saying their way is right. Yeah. Wisdom is quieter, isn't it, than the fools. The fools are loud, and wisdom is quieter. Temperance. Patience. Hey, Natalie. Page of Pentacles. News. It's tangible too. It's happening. Kind of takes me back to the energy update today about it felt like the energy of someone asking you on a date once you've given up on it. Happening. News coming in. The Fool. Talking of the Fool. Here's the Fool. But this is a good fool. This is one that takes risks and starts on a new journey as a novice kind of thing. But trusting in the universe and trusting in themselves and all the experience that you've gained and the wisdom that you've got. The Five of Cups. I'm pausing because I'm being told to go and get the book and I don't want to get up. The Lightseer's book though. I will get it. But yeah, the Five of Cups. Okay, I've got to get the book. It's under here. There's a cat. It's a chicken cat. She's asleep next to my bike. Okay. Taking ownership, yeah. Five of Cups. I don't see how this fits in, the Five of Cups, into this story, because it's that feeling of missing out, you know. Five of Cups. Let's see what it says in here, though, because it might not be that message. Grieving, disillusion, disappointment, betrayal. Betrayed me, I trusted you. Bitterness, wallowing, self-pity can signify a broken heart. It's not letting go of past trauma, crying over spilled milk, rooting deeply into shadow work without healing and letting go. Rooting deeply into shadow work without healing and letting go. In other words, turning it against yourself or becoming the victim. It's kind of a half-assed shadow work kind of thing without the self-love. Dwelling on things. Old stories that become a part of you. Callousness, becoming jaded. Oh, so these are the contraindications of this medicine that we've got today. The illusion is lifting, and you may suddenly find yourself in the middle of a reality that's painfully disappointing. If your dark night was a result of someone else's deception, you will find the seeds of forgiveness in order to avoid a calloused heart. Release yourself from any guilt around the situation. When we realize that the future we were working towards is no longer an option, it's easy to focus on the loss and allow our energy to stagnate and spiral into self-pity. Oh, it's been a long time since I did that. I used to though, especially in my 20s, self-pity. Don't allow your life force to drain away with the things you once loved. Allow your tender heart to navigate toward the curative magic of finding faith in your future. If you're having a hard time letting go, unhook your heart from your fragmented dreams. And give yourself permission to envision a brighter future. Dismantle your grief, reclaim your happiness, and consciously step back onto a path filled with hope. Okay, so this could be a stumbling block then, in that other people's opinions and all of that, you find that you're actually still more wounded than you thought, and it's hard to let it go, and you're taking it on too much, and you're getting that guilt, the burdens, you're carrying the burdens for other people here, and it's like, I'm not that Queen of Swordsy. I'm not Queen of Swordsy enough, and this is really hard. It might be really hard. Go for it anyway. Knight of Swords. You're ready for whatever's going to happen anyway around this time. Let's put it that way. Otherwise, the universe wouldn't give it to you. We're all presented with whatever we're ready for. So go for it, says the Fool. No, I'm not going to get those out. I'm going to get one of these out. Spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. I got some collagen powder. I bought some sachets of it, and it's cut with all kinds of sugary crap, and it was disgusting. I don't like sweet stuff very much. And so I gave them to my friend. That gave me the dirty look yesterday. And I've got a plain one. It's just plain collagen, and it tastes a bit like farm animal. And so I can see why they put it with such strong flavors and sugar in those sachets now, because it really is quite disgusting. But now, so what I'm doing now is I'm having it in the morning, because I want to, it's actually worked. My knuckle's fine now. But I did a heavy workout on Saturday, I think it was, with my knees. My knees, I'm training in knee supports now. I used much heavier weights. I think I used my new ones. I think I used my 15s. I used them, yeah. I don't know. I used some of the heavy ones anyway, and it worked out my knees a little bit much. So I'm taking collagen now to just help with that repair and glucosamine too. Started taking that. But anyway, so it tastes disgusting, and so I put it with my my pre-workout stuff, which is called citrulline malate, which is very tangy. It's like, wow, that's a little hard to take as well. And I mix them two together with my super green formula. It's disgusting, but it's just one small glass of disgusting. I'd rather that than have like sugar and all the other stuff to disguise that flavor. Anyway, let's get one of these out. Because for a lot of us, we're talking about relationships here. Join our Facebook group, everybody. New people. I'll just get the link out for it here. Psychic Cafe, No Muggles Allowed, it's called. I'm going to put our link right there. Come along. What are you having for dinner? I had steak and vegetables last night, and I didn't have my usual... Oh, I had an interesting conversation yesterday. I didn't have my usual dessert after it. Didn't feel the need to. A very interesting conversation with someone very special yesterday morning about our eating habits. We've got compatible eating habits. That's good to know. It was him. He wanted to know about my eating habits. What do you eat and when? We're very compatible there. So, yet more evidence that we're compatible. You may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there's always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. There's good reason for anything that's going on at the moment. It might be tricky to navigate. It might be. But we can do it. And you might not understand why it's happening, but it's for a good reason. It's practice. It's going to get you more clear on your truth and your wisdom. And it's going to give you practice to follow that and be recognizing other people's opinions and also discounting the crap out there too. Halloween chocolate. Taco Tuesday. There you go. That's today. Let's reconvene in 2 days' time. Maybe something will have passed. Maybe something will be going on. They'll tell us how to navigate even further into what's going on. But I think it could be a trigger in time. It's Scorpio season, of course. It's going to be at the new moon in Scorpio. Yeah, I was thinking that it's going to be kind of tricky. It's not going to be an altogether easy one, but it's a good one. I mean, this is really good. 8 of Cups, 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups. We've got the Emperor getting married here. It's great. But there's some trickiness in it. There is. A tire changer. I need someone to change my tire. I don't think it's slow puncture. I'm having to pump my tyres up every other day now on my back tyre. It's something to do with the valve. I think I need a new inner tube. I'm going to have to talk to Tony about that. Tony, have you got an inner tube? I think it's the valve. Change my tyres. I'm not going to do it. But I'm quite happy to pay him to do it. But he'll do it and he won't even charge me because he's nice. It's nice like that. They're all nice like that around here. So thanks everyone for coming along. Thank you for your donations. Join our Facebook group if you're not already in that. I would love to have you as part of the family and come along in 2 days. Meanwhile, watch all my videos on YouTube and click like on them and comment on every single one of them. And I will get on with making a couple of dailies and then I'll do a pick a card read. What's today's? I don't know. I did have an idea yesterday, but I can't remember what it is. See ya. Have a good one. Sleep well. Eat well. Be merry. And trust yourself. You've got this. You've got it. Bye.